Hey guys, what is up? My name is Landon and welcome to the Jersey Zone. Now today I wanted to do my predictions for the East Division. I already did my predictions for the North or the Canadian Division and the Central Division. If you guys want to check them out, I'll leave a link in the description down below. But like I said in those videos, these predictions are just for fun. I don't think I know everything. So if you disagree with me, that's 100% okay. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I was completely wrong at the end of the season with all of these predictions, so let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. But anyways, let's just get right into it. So starting at number 8, last in the division, I have the New Jersey Devils. I think the New Jersey Devils are a young, fun team. I like a couple of players on their team. I like Heischer and Hughes, as well as Blackwood. I think Blackwood's a really, really good goaltender. And I also like the addition of Andreas Janssen. I liked him in Toronto as well. But I just don't really see them getting that far. I don't really think they're that strong of a team yet. They're still in their rebuilding, retooling kind of phase, so I don't really see them as that strong of a team. I don't mind their goaltending tandem of Blackwood and Corey Crawford. I like the addition of Crawford. As long as he stays healthy, I think it's a really, really good addition. But either way, I just can't really see the team being that good, especially in this division here. It's going to be a really, really tough division in the East. In my opinion, it's the toughest division out of all of the divisions in the NHL this year. It's super, super difficult, so they kind of got a little bit hosed, as well as another team that I think also got a little bit hosed. But either way, just with the Devils still rebuilding and it being a really, really tough division, I just can't really see them getting any further than 8th place. Now, next up, on to number 7. It's a team I feel really, really bad for. It's the Buffalo Sabres. Now, personally, I feel like if this was a regular season and Buffalo was in the Atlantic Division, I honestly feel like they have a pretty good shot at making the playoffs, or at least sneaking into the wild card spot. But with the division the way it is now, I just personally cannot see it. It's way too tough a division for them. I just don't think they're good enough yet to be in the top 4 of this division. I like the addition of Stahl and Hall. I do like that it rhymes, but I also like the additions themselves. I think they're really, really good pickups, especially Hall. I think that could be really, really key. Although Hall has kind of struggled a little bit since his MVP season. I feel like he hasn't been that good since that season, so we'll see if he can kind of pick it up here, especially playing with Eichel. I think that would really, really help him. But I also feel like they didn't really lose that much in the offseason. I mean, they did lose a lot of players, but from the list that I was looking at, it looked like just a lot of depth players and players that, you can replace. So I wasn't really too upset with what they lost there. A main issue that I have with Buffalo, though, is that goaltending. I feel like it's kind of the same with Carolina, where it's just not really that great of goaltending. They're pretty decent backup goaltenders, but I just don't really think that they're starters or 1A, 1Bs, so I just really don't really love that goaltending. And in saying that, I just don't feel like their defense is as good as Carolina's, so I feel like that goaltending can really hurt them. Now, there is 2 ways that I can kind of see Buffalo maybe sneaking into a playoff run. One, they have to have really good seasons from Eichel, Hall, and Skinner. If they all have really, really good seasons, I can maybe see it. And 2, during the past 2 seasons, Buffalo has had a really, really good first month of the year. I'm pretty sure they were like first in the NHL both years in a row for that first month. So if they can do that again, if they can replicate that again, I can maybe see that helping them a lot in this shortened schedule, and maybe they can kind of ride that high a little bit longer than they would during a regular season, and maybe they can sneak in then, but they really would have to start off super, super strong for that to happen. But with this division, I'm just not really sure if they can really do that. So for me, I have Buffalo at 7th place. Now at number 6, I have the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, before I talk about the Penguins, though, I do want to say from 6th place to 1st place, honestly, you can just mix them around, and I really wouldn't be surprised who finishes 1st through 6th. Like, honestly, I got no idea. I really don't. I feel like it's going to be a chaotic division. But for me, I do have Pittsburgh in 6th place, mostly just because I feel like they've been falling off a little bit the past couple of years. I mean, if you've looked at their playoff runs the past few years, they've lost a lot of games in the playoffs and haven't won a ton in their past. I think it was 3 years in the playoffs. They've been really, really bad in the playoffs recently. But I feel like the Pittsburgh Penguins are kind of heading down a little bit. But with that being said, they do still have Crosby and Malkin. And when you have those 2 players, it's kind of hard to be a bad team. So really, honestly, anything could happen. I do like the addition of Kapanen, but they paid way too much for Kapanen. I like Kapanen. I think he's a really good penalty killer. He's super fast. He's a lot of fun. He's not worth a 1st round pick. He's not worth a 15th overall 1st round pick. That was a really, really bad trade for Jim Rutherford. I don't really know what he was doing there. And then also he gets rid of Jack Johnson, which is good. And then he picks up Cody Ceci and Mike Matheson. Why? It's confusing to me. I don't really know why he made the moves that he made. They did lose Matt Murray, which I think a lot of people did see coming. So they're going to go with Jari and DeSmith. We'll see how well that goaltending tandem will do. with especially the shortened scheduled and the squash scheduled. Personally, I'm not sure how well they will actually do with that shortened schedule. But like I said, I feel like they've been declining the past few years. And with the offseason they had, I wasn't really a huge fan of it. So with that combined, that's why I have them at 6th place. Next up at 5th place, I have the New York Rangers just missing the playoffs. Now I could kind of see the Rangers sneaking into the playoffs. It's really, really possible, especially with that goaltending tandem that they have. I really, really like both goaltenders there. I really think they're absolutely fantastic. At least what they have shown so far, they've been really, really good. I like a lot of their players on there as well. I like Panarin. The fact that they got Lafreniere is really, really good as well. And I really, really like their team. I think they're a really fun team to watch. I think, like I said, they could sneak into the playoffs, but right now I do have them just missing the playoffs. Now on to number 4, I have the Boston Bruins. Now I will be honest with you guys, before this video, I did switch the Boston Bruins from number 5 to number 4. The reason I did that is because the timelines for the Marchand and Pastrnak injuries have changed. Originally, I'm pretty sure Marchand was going to come back like just before February or somewhere around there, and Pastrnak was going to be coming back mid-February. Now Marchand should be starting the season, and Pastrnak should be coming back on February 1st. With those two guys coming back a little bit earlier than expected, I did decide to move them up a little bit ahead of the Rangers because they are that key of players for that team. If they were missing those players to start the season, I really, really do think that would have hurt them a lot. But overall, I do still see Boston falling back a little bit. They lost Chara, they lost Krug, and this is basically what seems like, or what it really feels like, the last year for a lot of these players on the team. A lot of their core players are getting older. It looks like it's probably going to be Rask's last year, although they do still have that goaltending tandem that's really, really good. Rask and Halak are still really good goaltenders, so that could really help them a lot in the shortened schedule. But they do have a younger defense here, so we'll have to kind of see how well that defense plays out with the loss to both Chara and Krug. But yeah, like I said, I do see them falling back a little bit from last year, so I have them in 4th place. Next up at number 3, I have the Washington Capitals. Now, before we get into the Capitals situation, I do want to talk about Henrik Lundqvist. If you guys didn't hear about Henrik Lundqvist, which I'm sure you guys probably have, he has a heart condition, and he said that he's not going to play the season. Now, he is also going in for heart surgery. I'm not really too sure when. I couldn't really find out when. I'm assuming he's probably not going to release any details on that or the condition itself. But either way, I just really hope the best for Henrik Lundqvist. I hope his surgery goes really well. I hope he recovers really quickly because, like I said, I really like Henrik Lundqvist. He's one of my favorite players. I wish him the best. It really does suck for both him and the Capitals that he can't play this season. But with the Capitals themselves and with their goaltending, I'm really going to be interested to see how their goaltending shakes up here. They're going to be having Samsonov, and I think it's going to be Copley. I'm pretty sure, is that going to be the backup? I'm not really too sure, but those are the two goaltenders that at least I have, or at least that what I saw. So if those are your two goaltenders, I'm not really too sure how that's going to play out. I know Holtby has kind of had a few down years, and Samsonov has been the better goaltender, but we'll just have to kind of see how that goaltending tandem shakes out, and if it plays well enough. But honestly, other than that, it's the Capitals. They're a really good team. They're a really good regular season team, and they have Ovi on their team as well, so I really just don't think they're going to be that bad of a team. It's hard to be that bad of a team when you have Alexander Ovechkin on your team, so I have them in 3rd place. I could see them finishing higher as well. Now, on to number 2, I'm going to have the New York Islanders. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, I really don't see the Islanders of being that good of a team. I honestly believe that a lot of their team strength and a lot of why they've been good for the past few seasons is Barry Trotz. I think he's the best coach in the league. I think he has really, really good systems. They're not always very fun to watch, but they're very effective and they're very good. So honestly, as long as he's there, I feel like the New York Islanders are going to be a really, really good team. But kind of the main thing that's hanging over the heads of the New York Islanders is Matthew Barzal. Is he going to sign, or when he's going to sign? We don't really know yet. Right now, it's January 6th as I'm recording this. So, like I said, he still hasn't signed yet. Lou Lamoriello just signed the extension for Matt Martin at $1.5 million for 4 years, which I don't mind the cap hit. I think the length is a little bit long for him. But I feel like that's just what Lou Lamoriello does. He really, really likes his depth guys and his like bottom 6 guys, and he usually signs them for a lot more than I think he probably should. I think that's one of his main downfalls. But either way, I do think the Islanders are still going to be really, really good. Like I said, when you have Barry Trotz as the coach, hard to have a bad team. I really do think he's that good of a coach. Although I am interested to see their new goaltender. I forget how to pronounce his name, so I'm not going to say it. But they do have that new goaltender coming over, and I'm interested to see how good he really is. But, I mean, the New York Islanders also tend to have really good goalie stats most of the time. They really seem to kind of produce really good goaltenders, or at least the goaltenders when they play there tend to have really, really good stats. So I'm interested to see how he plays. But either way, I have them at number 2. And then at number 1, I have the Philadelphia Flyers. I like the Flyers. I think they're a good team. They finally have a good goaltender. Carter Hart, he's really, really good. I'm really happy that they finally actually have a goaltender. Although I am really interested about this season for them. mostly because it kind of seems like they usually have a good year, and then a bad year, and then a good year, and then a bad year. So I'm interested to see if they're actually going to have another bad year this year, or kind of if they're going to break that curse a little bit. And the main guy that I'm going to be looking at for the Philadelphia Flyers is JVR. I'm really interested to see if he kind of bounces back from the season last year. He had an awful season, and I do think he's still better than that. I really don't think he should be a healthy scratch in most situations. Obviously, like I said, last year he had a really bad year, so I kind of understood it for last year, but I'm hoping that he has a bounce back season this year. Also, they have Nolan Patrick. I believe he was skating, and hopefully he's able to play. They have the Oscar Lindblom story as well. So I am kind of rooting for the Flyers a little bit, hoping that these players have good seasons that I was talking about. So anyways, that's where I have my Eastern Division. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I just have one more, the West Division. I'll probably be doing that in a couple of days here. But anyways, if you guys like the video, make sure to leave a like and make sure to subscribe for more hockey content. Also, make sure to follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter at the Jersey Zone YT on Instagram and at the Jersey Zone on Twitter. Links are in the description down below. But like I said, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.